Any pre-show banter? Nope. Ready? Getting right into it? All right. Look how Jared was really quick with it, too.
Ready.
Stop stalling.
I'm not stalling. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony. And joining with me today are the other three Gatorade flavors in my bodega. Fellas, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with the electrolytes. Jared.
What's going on, guy? Armos checking in. I gotta say, my favorite is a classic, the fruit punch.
Oh,
It's the greatest. I love it.
Is that the red one?
I get it all the time. Yeah, the red one.
I'm glad we found something that's in your diet that you actually like to drink and enjoy.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. Hot take. I don't know if I've ever tried any of the other flavors.
I'm not surprised.
That checks out. Yeah, that checks out.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've tried orange. What's the Glacier Freeze? The Riptide Rush? Glacier Cherry? Nope. Grape?
Hey,
Nope.
If you know what you like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I stick with the one.
All
right, Dan, what do you got?
Hello, everybody. I am Dan. I play Minas Pebblewalker, your tiny little swarm keeper ranger. And speaking of which, I am definitely the Glacier Freeze of this podcast.
Ooh.
Always go to when I need the electrolytes on a long road trip.
It has the electrolytes.
Drell, how about you, man?
Oh, my name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashbourne, and my favorite Gatorade flavor is grape.
Mm-hmm.
I like grape Gatorade. I think it's delicious. And yeah, it's I like the red one, but I actually can't drink a lot of it. For some reason, it instantly gives me heartburn like an old man as soon as I drink it. So yeah, grape it is.
Grape's a good one.
What about you, Tony?
Yo, I absolutely love cucumber lime Gatorade.
Oh,
It's
dude.
so good. Everyone was like, what are you talking about?
What a shout.
Bro, it's cucumber Gatorade absolutely slaps.
I love that you said that.
It's actually not bad. I do like
Yeah,
it too.
dude.
Yeah.
It's just I say that to people and they literally dry heave. Like,
Really?
yeah, I don't
That's
know
good,
why.
man.
Like,
That's
so
good.
Okay, if you haven't had just cucumber water, just go make yourself a pitcher of water, cut up some cucumbers, and just put it in it. You won't regret it, I promise.
In the word of the other guys, the cucumber accents the water in such a way.
Grape was my second one in case someone stole Glacier Freeze.
Shout out to Gatorade's naming scheme because I like the watered down versions. It's just called Rain. Yeah, it's like super
the
less sugar.
Second brand, yeah.
Wait, no, I thought it was G2 is the new, isn't that the thing? Gatorade G2 Thirst Quencher.
There's 3 phases of Gatorade.
Well, they had like Gatorade Rain and then Gatorade Zero.
Oh.
Guys, I need to errata my answer because I realized, to Tony's point, they have such weird naming conventions. It's not Glacier Freeze. It is the Glacier Cherry.
Oh yeah, Glacier Freeze is blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't like blue?
Glacier Cherry.
Oh. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, the white Gatorade. It's just like drinking frost straight from the mountain.
Wow, there's so many flavors. Kiwi strawberry is another one. What
Yeah.
the-
That one's good too, yeah.
Also, to speak to Jared's like G1, G2. So those are different phases in which you would take Gatorade products. So G1 would be like pre-workout, G2 would be Gatorade, and then G3 would be like a post-supplement.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm trying Frost Riptide Rush next. What is that?
Not sponsored, by the way. We just
No.
I just really like Gatorade. All right.
Anyways.
Now you know the deal. Before we roll for the recap, we're going to go ahead and do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by me. That's right. What I'm running down today is the Reddit. That's right. Every so often, I like to cruise Reddit and I like to search DND404 just to see what pops up. Are there compliments? Are people shit-talking us? Sometimes you need to hear from the people to really learn about your strengths and weaknesses. And all I see is love. Oh my God. I search DND404 on Reddit, and then occasionally there'll be a D&D podcast thread, and it's just so many different people throwing love our way and suggesting our podcast. And it's really heartwarming. So thank you. And a little bit of call to action here. You know, we don't like to sell out too often, but you know what? If you ever see yourself on Reddit or any type of social media and you want to, and somebody asks about D&D podcasts, go ahead and shout us out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have, but you know, it really means the world to us. And I just love stumbling upon those comments because they're so genuine and heartfelt and makes me swell up a little bit. So thank you. And now we're going to go ahead and roll for the recap.
The pause.
I was totally not wiping away a tear. Oh, shit, I think I just ripped my rug. Am I still online?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I ran over my internet wire.
I can go on Amazon and get you some like clips that you can get those wires off the ground.
It's not that it's off the ground. It's that it's on the other side of my office.
You're going to bring your chair over to that corner where your door is.
Oh, I got to go over the wire. Can I just go over there?
Just go over there.
Okay.
Face the wall, but back up a little bit. Arm straight out.
There we go.
And throw it against the door. I'm not, Jared was like, you son of a bitch.
Misdirection.
It landed under my computer.
Well, move your camera.
As long as we can see it with the camera, you know how we go.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, last time you did it, you just pulled it up.
Whoa. What we got over there? Oh.
Wow.
Oh, that's a chewed side.
Was that a 2 or is that me again?
Not me.
It's a 1.
Oh,
Yay.
wow. The rare 1.
The rare one. I did it the other day. I did it the other session.
Yeah, and then just scroll through the like 40 episodes that you just...
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, DMing is hard, and I like when you guys do the recap. Does anybody want to take the recap for an inspiration die?
No.
All right.
Nope.
Then nobody has inspiration. How about that? No. Last time, how do I want to do this?
Just do it as
like a movie theater in a world.
Oh, I like that. Mine was not as good.
In a world we must fight to survive, the Bloodshard Bandits battle their way across the Evertone Sea. Pirates, fish genies, and giant birds, the group's little sloop is barely hanging on by a thread. Or should I say, wood thread friend named Rommel. After leaving a revenant to die in the middle of the ocean, the gang finally arrives at the Chapel of Scoreus. A bittersweet moment as Rommel part ways, but only for the group to be greeted by an old friend, Alara Dawnstar. The crew decides to spend the night at the chapel. After one important convo with Scoreus and too many losing hands in 3-card Dragon Ante, the Bloodshards begin to act weird as a call to arm echoes through its crystalline walls. Bard, play that intro and let's get on with the show.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is DND404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to session 105, a session that may go down in infamy. Who knows? I'll let you guys be the judge of that one. Last we left off, we have sailed to the Chapel of Scoreus from the Evertone Sea, finally making it back from the Kambuki Isles and saving Drell from a quick brush with a giant bird. You also left Captain Scarrow maybe to die or just stranded on a rock island. But that is no longer your concern, as your concerns lie with something a little more serious. Currently, right now, during the night in the Chapel of Scoreus, Armos is holding his Acrylis shard, the gem that contains Reginald, and he is, from Minis's and Drell's perspective, stunned in place, and eyes are completely white, and he is motionless. Armos, you hear the words echoing through your mind on repeat. You hear a message from Christo himself, and those words, repeating over and over, are, "Those who see the truth and worship its grace, those who choose to clasp its purity, those who choose to see its potential when others call it corruption. Now is your time. Now is your time to reveal yourselves. Claim what is yours." We're gonna pick up with Minis and Drell. What are the 2 of you doing?
Minas?
Drell, I don't like this.
No, I don't really like it either.
Lara draws her blades.
Armos, can you hear us?
I don't think I can I?
Almost all you hear is those who see the truth and worship its grace, those who choose to clasp its purity, those who choose to see its potential when others call it corruption. Now is your time. Now is your time to reveal yourself and claim what is yours.
Can I talk, or am I kind of like stunned?
You are stunned.
Is he floating? Is he just standing? Is he...
He is just standing there, looking at the gem, eyes completely white.
I'm not sure what to do here, Drell. I'm gonna tackle him. It's gonna be okay, buddy. And I'm just gonna try and tackle him and knock him out of the trance.
You tackle Armos. Armos drops the gem. Armos, you snap too. You feel the eyes rolling back. It stings your face as you finally come to, and the gem is just on the floor glowing.
Armos?
Humming like it did before.
Armos, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Don't go into the light.
Ooh, buddy, your breath. Okay, first off, we need to talk about that, but...
I just finished my stew. Come on.
Okay.
More important things.
Something's going on with this gem. I don't understand. It sounds like it's like a call to action or something.
The same glow and hum is also coming from each blood shard individually that you have on your person.
I'm gonna go talk to Scareas, and I'm gonna run towards Scareas.
You go ahead, you go down the chapel stairs, and you run down, and after a few minutes, you still see Dwark with his helmet on, forging away, and Scareas forging away.
Scareas, I think we need help.
What is so urgent that Lara could not handle?
Gems are glowing. All the Bloodshard gems. They're glowing. Put Armos in a trance. It's wild.
You see he stops in place and he looks up at you. The call to action has come. The first sign of its wrath.
What does that mean?
This happened before, and we knew it was going to happen again. And then you hear something, Drell and Armos, from the main chapel hall, off in the center of the room leading to the stairs. You see this blue portal open in the center of the room. Through the portal come out two elves that you recognize, Nihilus and Mulin. They are wearing Sijic College garbs from the Lord Baron's Divider. These are the people that gave you a bunch of equipment back in Arc 5 after you had visited Lord Baron and had accommodated your list of requests. And you see that they run over to Alara. Like, Alara. And you see Alara goes, she points at the gem. I assume you're here about this. And Nihilus goes, yes, all of the gems within our inventory began to glow. A number of our scholars instantly froze. We knocked it out of their hands instantly, but this might be the call that we were worried about. And Mulin goes, we must see Scareas. We must see him. And you see Mulin runs down the stairs. Nihilus is staying with Alara. Midas, panning back over to you, you see Mulin run down, who is a elf. He's wearing the white Sijic College garb. And you see he runs down and he goes, Midas, when did you arrive back here? When did you come back to South Trillis?
Just today. It's good to see you, but obviously we have more pressing matters and greetings.
Scareas looks over to Mulin. He's like, Mulin, looks like the time has come. I had Minas and his companions rest here for the night for when you visited next in the morning, but it seems your time to travel is now. And Mulin goes to like push you along. He's like, we must go back and speak to Lord Baron. Things need to get moving. We need to talk about what just has happened. We need to get things underway.
Okay. Yeah. This sounds good.
So you follow Mulin up, and Scareas goes back to crafting, gives a nod to Dwark as Dwark is just looking over at the commotion, and they both go back to work. You see that Alara at the top of the stairs has like already like closed everything out and has helped Drell and Armos get their things together. But what are the three of you doing as now Nihilus and Mulin have entered the chapel, and you see like this static portal just in the center of the room. And it looks like the other side of the portal is leading to Lord Baron's Divider in one of the main rooms.
Well, I guess this is where we were supposed to go anyways, right, Lord Baron's? Do we just want to go through the portal?
Are the Bloodshards still glowing?
Yeah, they still are, right?
They're still humming.
Do you guys know what we should do about the Bloodshards?
Well, we need to take them with us. We cannot just leave them lying about.
Yeah.
Okay.
As Mulan chimes in.
I'm not leaving this one, and I magic hand pick up the Reginald one.
You see Mulan has like a pair of tongs out. And she goes, oh, yes, mage hand. Why didn't I think of that? That is such a good idea. And she like double clicks the tongs and puts them away. Sorry, I'm just so used to, we've just been in the bullpen for so long that I'm just used to tools instead of magics.
First off, there's no way you pick up a pair of tongs and don't double click them. I'm just saying.
That's how you know he's an expert.
Yep.
It's like when you pick up a drill, you know? You're not going to pick up a drill and not go zzz, zzz.
Nihilus chimes in and she goes, why are we talking about the nuances of clicking tongs when we need to get back to the divider so we can discuss why all the blood shards are humming?
Right. I can help. And I use my mage hand that is insects to pick up some more. Okay, Alara, we will finish this another time.
She gives you a solemn nod and she has her swords out ready as she looks like she's going to take a post somewhere on the outside, keeping a lookout.
Yeah, let's just say whoever won the last round wins it all, which was me. So even though it was 10-2, I think I'll take this one today. All right, see ya.
You can't see her facial expression, but you can imagine the stare she's giving you through the mask.
I'll fix the vase next time I come. The vase is still broken.
As you go to leave, like you slip on it. Slip on the shards of the vase.
Oh my god.
And as you leave, as the three of you about to head through the portal, you see that the weather outside has taken a turn for the worse, where those heavy clouds are like red, and you hear that thundering boom as the humming continues. You go through the portal, and the three of you are now at Lord Baron's divider.
Oh, I don't think I've been through a portal like that.
The portal is very instant, and although it feels like you're just walking through a doorway, it does make you feel a little uneasy. You arrive in the main hall, and ahead of you is this large stairs that lead down into the bullpen. You've been in the bullpen before. That's where all the experiments go off. It's where Kemi Joe went to when you traveled to Lord Baron's divider with him. And you see that there's people down there. You're hearing all the commotion of all these scholars and wizards like shambling back and forth. The hum of the blood shards are really loud as they hum and buzz in unison. As you hear some, not panic screams, but very concerned conversations and loud speaking with each other as if they're trying to contain their emotions and anger. And you see that the constructs, the Lord Baron constructs, are totally emotionless. They're just standing guard. Nihilus and Mulan guide you to Lord Baron's office, which is just off the side of this large bullpen. And you see Lord Baron, who is a Goliath, and he looks like an older Goliath around his 70s. But you know that he's over 150 years old, and he's sitting at this desk with his elbows on it, with his hands over his mouth as if he's contemplating deep thought. And there is a bunch of blood shards in front of him, and they are humming.
Hi, Lord Baron. Good to see you again. Kind of. Wish it was in better circumstances.
I wish we can speak in better circumstances too. However, we have much to discuss. Please have a seat. And he gestures over to a couple of chairs as Nihilus and Mulan rush up to his desk and stand by. He looks at you, and he gestures over to take a seat. And he leans forward and his hands are in front of his mouth again. And when he speaks, he lifts up. He goes, have you heard its message?
Yes.
No. What?
Yeah. Definitely call to arms.
I'm sorry, Armros, these things we're talking to?
Yeah. I could hear it when I was holding on to it before Minis gave me that enthusiastic hug.
What were they saying?
It's great thing. Here, hold this. And I throw the gem to him.
I completely dodge out of the way. No! Aros, don't do that to me!
I catch it with mage hand.
Oh, it's like that ribbon all over again.
The blood shards are indeed doing a call to action. It looks like a Christo's first message to its worshippers has debuted. Anybody in possession of these blood shards are hearing this message through the blood shards acting as its beacon. There are some people who have it that possess it as trading tools or research, and then there are those who use it and try to harvest its power. Anybody?
And what's the message?
He looks at Armos, and he looks at the rest of you. It is a call to action guised as a way to be free. He's invoking people who use blood shards. And for what we know, blood shards tend to exacerbate feelings and emotions. So those who tend to be angry and violent are sure to rise up in the nearby days. I never thought I would say this, but I feel somewhat relieved that the Queen of Aramor had issued a countryside ban on blood shards. Although they are still out in the wild and accumulated by, let's say, thugs and bandits who wish to use it, and fanatics, at least potentially the majority of people do not have these. After a few moments, the humming from the blood shards stops. Its glow fades. The thunder outside begins to subside. And now the thundering, ominous sound that you were hearing now turns to rain. And as you look through the glass window beyond Lord Baron's desk, you do see that it just looks like a really rainy night.
All right. So what does that mean now that it stopped? Is that a sign of something, or?
Well, it looks like the call to action is complete.
Oh.
Over the last 2 weeks, we had made the assumption that the bridge was complete. And he looks at you, Armos.
Oops.
I was expecting this to happen soon, but I did not expect the fallout to happen as quickly. And the reason is because we suddenly regained some of our memories. A lot of the scholars here are younger, so there was nothing to reclaim. My memories, I remember the Kambuki Isles being affected, and stories of horrific events returned to me, which means that a Christo was trying to affect our memories somehow, and Scoreus had informed me that a number of his memories returned that seemed to be blocked from his former years.
I mean, is there a certain period of time all these memories are from, or is it just like throughout your life?
For somebody like Scoreus, it could be a blip for how long he's been alive. For anybody that was alive in the last 100 years or so, it seems. Those are the people it's affected the most. Now, something tells me that with the bridge now being complete, looks at Armos, and the three of you, with your particular goal, I believe the three of you had something to do with it. So I would like you to fill in the blanks. For instance, do you know what caused this memory gap?
Minis, I think this is your time.
Yeah, about that. So you know that three-headed crystal hydra of the Kambuki Isles that I've been searching for?
Yes.
It was not a crystal. Well, maybe it was a crystal hydra, but it was not a normal hydra. It was a demonic hydra made of blood shards. It sang this horrific tune, and it was, I don't know how to describe it, but it was imperceptible to the normal eye when it was singing. I'm still learning a lot about it, but essentially this thing consistently wiped memories so that it could eat my people in Saint-Lo.
He rubs his mouth and his chin, and you see that he gets up. This is the first time you've seen him stand. And he gets up and he has a large walking stick. Although he looks like a healthy 60, 70-year-old Goliath, he walks as if he is almost 200 years old. And he's slowly walking over to a column of books, and he takes out a tome and he flips through, and he sure enough pulls up a section about such mythical beast that is practically just a beast of legend. And he lays it out on the desk and he turns it towards you. And it's just a very small passage about the false Hydra. And the picture you see of this Hydra is not necessarily a Hydra. It just looks like a generic Rorschach snake. Like there's no details in it. It's just like a blob that looks like a snake to you guys. And he goes, the false beast, as we have it in our notes, is something that, well, is a creature of legend. And essentially the eater of memories is what some ancient people would call it, or known in ancient civilizations. It's just there from old horror stories that used to tell around the campfire. It looks like it's true. If a Christo is able to conjure such a mythical beast, I can't imagine what else he's capable of. Our knowledge of him is incredibly low as is, and we know he chases the You see like his hand is shaking. He's like getting worked up. He chases the power of gods and tries to become a god himself through the souls of the innocents and using people who crave blood and power as a vehicle to drive his cruelty. We have so much to do and prepare for if we're gonna have a fighting chance, but something tells me he's going to come for much more, and this message is just the first. And you see that he like looks away from you and he's like trailing off in thought.
Right. So what do we do now? Scaray said you had a plan, right?
We do have a plan. The plan is right now contingent on the three of you. So since we last met, those blue gems that you left in our care, those purified acrylic shards, two that we have here, we have learned that they have the same compounds, obviously, because they are just purified versions of the acrylic shard. And one of our scholars found out what a crystal may actually be. Now, from what he may be to what he is now, those two things are separate. A crystal, let's just be clear, a crystal is no longer a race that we recognize across any of the realms. Material, shadow, Fae, nothing that we have seen. Perhaps something outerworldly, something from the abyssal sea. That's the closest we have, but our knowledge on anything past our plane is just guesstimations. But we have some tomes here from wizards long ago who perhaps met something of a similar race that we believe is loosely connected to the Bloodshards. And the Bloodshards are nothing more than pieces of Christo himself. And he now picks up one of the blood shards that is no longer glowing. He looks at it. He goes, these blood shards are not a result of some ore that you find in the ground. Our closest and best theory that we have here is that this is not a mineral or something to be harvested, but in fact a piece of a Christo's body himself.
Oh, good. I look over at Reginald's gem.
Hopefully this piece was the wings.
No.
Almost, you recall several thoughts when he says that when Reginald has told you, when a Christo punishes demons, he reverts them back to the original form and they go into his gauntlet. This is something that you've seen or have been told before. Mm-hmm. And the three of you also know that when you saw a Christo, he had a different shape to each of you. Minas, a Miranor version of a demonic minotaur, almost a much more sophisticated, older version of you, and Drell, an image that looked like your father. But they all had this giant ruby red gauntlet that looked like a ruby red gauntlet that was made out of shards.
So I pipe up and Armos tells Lord Baron, hey, when we fought him on the beach, he definitely was in the different shape for each of us. We each saw something different.
Yes, it seems that Christo has, when he visited last, the most popular image of him was that of something of a beautiful mythos, a man with yellow angelic type hair with beautiful angel wings, only clothed from the waist down, beautiful despite the carnage he left behind, as if he was an angel painted on a wall in a church. However, he still had this ruby red gauntlet that seems to meld with his perfect flesh. When I saw him many years ago, before he left, well, what is Thalor's crater today, he looked like my father, and that's when he took Horatio.
So where exactly do we come in here?
Remember when, and he looks at Drell, I remember asking you about your father's axe to see if you had it in your possession.
Yeah.
Your father's axe was crafted by Scoreus, a gift to your father, as they were hunting partners, as you may know. And they traveled with a great wizard named Bowden. And you see like his eye twitches a little bit. He's like, the great Bowden. And the three of them hunted monsters, and Brax in his final days, well, slayed Frostoon, which is essentially the wolf god within North Trillis. The god of the icy hunt. That he throws his hand up like there's a million names and titles for gods, especially the ones for beasts, but essentially he slayed Frostoon, and well, Frostoon got the better of him, and that's where we believe his axe is. Well, we may have found a location of your father's axe, Drell. Problem is, we can't retrieve it.
Why is that?
Well, Frostoon's lair, where your father traveled to, we believe that Frostoon's lair is beyond the Valley of Winds. And you know exactly what the Valley of Winds is. Growing up in North Trillis, the Valley of Winds is like this place of fiction. It is a place where no one has ever returned from. To Goliaths and other nomad tribes, the Valley of Winds is a place where you would traverse if you wanted to see the afterlife, if you wanted to visit gods. Some people believe that the harsh winds from North Trillis that keeps it so cold are from ancient ice dragons that relentlessly blow cold winds from the north, keeping North Trillis frozen.
Oh god.
Any type of like mythical beast or monster that resides in North Trillis is believed to come from through the Valley of Winds. It, like as if it leads to an icy Avernus itself. It's a very scary place that no one really knows where it is. It's just like a place of legend.
Oh god. Okay. So no one can get to it then. Is that what you're saying?
We don't have physical means to get there. We are currently working on some equipment, well, to get you three there.
I'm confused. We just took a portal here.
Yes, the portal is a place where we have a connection to. We have a connection to the Chapel of Scrayas. We do not have a connection to anywhere in North Trillis. As a matter of fact, what the last scout team we sent to North Trillis did not make it back. Can you teleport almost?
I mean, a little bit. You know what? By the time you see me next, yes.
You can teleport wherever?
I will. I'll work on that.
Magic is a great thing, but magic also has its limitations. It's the most profound and most lawful entity that exists. It listens to no one, but somehow abides by its own physics. It is a contradiction in its truest form.
Looking up when I get teleport, just to make sure.
Yeah, look up the teleport spell.
Right.
The spell instantly transport you and 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range or a single object destination you select. If you target an object, it must be able to fit entirely in the 10-foot cube. The destination you choose must be known to you. It must be on the same plane of existence. Your familiarity with the destination determines whether you arrive there successfully. And then there's a D100 table you must roll on how familiar you are with this place you're trying to teleport to.
Seen once. You have a 74 to 100. Oof. Off target, similar area, mishap. Ooh. From a description, 1 to 43, a mishap, whatever that means. But then you got like it's like 50-50 that you get there.
Go ahead. Why don't you ask him what the Valley of Winds looks like?
Look, I just like to know my odds, okay? We got a 50-50 shot.
There are odds, sure.
If all thing goes to hell.
Wait, so if you teleport us, there's a chance we, go somewhere else? Get injured a little?
We have no sightings on the Valley of Winds. We're not even sure if the Valley of Winds is technically on the material plane.
Okay, so we don't know where it is. We don't know if it's real, is what you're saying. Any people that you've sent north haven't lived. So what you're saying is we're going to have to travel north and try to figure out if this place exists?
We believe it definitely exists. But yes, we are asking for the three of you to search for the Valley of Winds. And we will we will give you a map where we believe is the furthest point north that we physically know of. No one's ever seen, and Drell, you know this to be fact, no one's ever been to the northernmost point of North Trillis because it's just too cold.
Yeah, I've always thought about doing it, but there's always people back home that say they've done it, but everyone knows they're lying.
Yeah, Drell, even in your clan, people, the Goliaths that have lived a long life fighting and haven't been bested, and you know that living a long life as a Goliath in your clan is looked down upon because everyone wants to die a glorious battle. People, the Goliaths in your tribe that have lived too long choose to look for the Valley of Winds as like their last hurrah.
Well, if the Christo makes it to the material plane again and does his business, it might be our last moments on this plane, and if I'm gonna go out swinging with you guys. So I'm in.
Lord Baron looks at Armos and Drell for their response as you, like, Minus, your hand is, like, just out.
Well, I mean, at this point, I just don't think we have any other options. Apparently everything falls on us to get this done, so I guess I'm in. And Drell puts his hand in.
All right, Armos.
I hate being cold and reluctantly throws his hand in.
I didn't plan past this point, and Minus's hand is still just there.
Oh my god.
He's not putting it up or anything.
Okay, Drell puts his hand down.
Go team. So here's the rest of the plan. Drell, your father's axe, from what Scorreus tells me, was crafted not only with him in mind, but able to fit one of these purified acrylic shards that Bodin had made long ago.
Okay,
And we are in possession of a second one that Scorreus is working on right now.
got it.
We believe that if we forge weapons chanted with this stone, with him, we can take him down. Now, this is being based off the fact of what we believe he is, what our closest theory of where he comes from, and the path of internal life he took. We believe that he is a lich. He has achieved lichdom, but wishes to push it further into godliness. And I know we talked about lichdom before,
Yes.
but we believe that not only we must destroy him, but we must destroy his phylactery, the thing that keeps him going, and we don't know what that is.
What's a phylactery?
A phylactery is the life source of any lich you may find. If you were to encounter a lich and you slay the lich would regenerate and reincarnate next to his phylactery. In turn, the lich must fuel the phylactery to keep himself going. If the phylactery should run dry of its power source, the lich will die in turn.
No, I know what a lich is, but for someone who doesn't know, like Minus, can you explain to him what it is?
That's true, I don't know.
A lich is those of the undead. A lich is typically a wizard who seeks immortality. They often look decrepit and comically like something you would find in the bottom of a pyramid or a tomb in a children's storybook. But they are very powerful wizards that have sought after eternal life through the means of evil. They are evil in its purest form.
All right, so gotta go find an axe. Just gotta make it through valley where people literally go to die, and we could very well just die through a spell. It should be fine.
It seems so. We have faith in you. Our plan is to give Drell his father's axe. We have a second gem that we are working on for you, Minus.
For me.
That is what Scorreus is working on.
Oh, yes, right.
He wants to fit it to your sling. We have the blueprints for your sling from when you have requested things many moons ago. We handed off those schematics to Scorreus, and he is, well, formatting that gem. The things of great power take a lot of time. We don't know what to do for you, Armos, and that's something we're still working on.
I mean, I'm pretty great, but if you could fix my friend here.
Your old friend?
Hold up the acrylic shard.
May I? And he puts his hand out to grab it.
Yep.
He takes it and he looks at it. And it's about the same size as the blue gems. And he goes, I believe we could have Bodin take a look at this. And maybe he can purify a third one.
You just hear Reginald in the background. Yay!
So, nothing is guaranteed. We can go talk to Bodin. And we can see if he can do this. He hands the gem back.
Cool. Well, I think your tome would look good with a blue gem, Armos. What now? Where do we start?
Well, we are still gathering some supplies to set you out in your adventure. What we have now is some warm clothes for you. As you know, and he looks at Drell, although some of us are acclimated to the cold climates, even in North Trillis, even the most toughest of skin still can fall through its harsh winters.
Yeah, I think the one that's going to be most upset about the cold is this guy, and I point to Armos.
Yeah, the fire devil? Yeah. And Drell, you know that although you're very comfortable in the cold, that during winter storms, even you can freeze to death out there.
Yeah.
And you still you would require clothes as well. He goes, we have a cart that is fitted with to travel within the snow to provide some shelter as you travel. Right now, we're in the means of procuring a mammoth to pull that cart for you. That's going to take a couple of days.
Nice. Well, while you're at that, could you add some snow tires to my cart as well?
As the hand cart just like slowly appears in the room, yeah. He goes, I think, Moulin comes in. He goes, that card is magically enchanted to file, but yeah, we can put some snow tires on there, yeah. And he looks at Nihilus, and Nihilus shrugs.
Cool.
We can accommodate. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it has like a sled mode.
A sled mode. We will make the accommodations needed for this journey. We are not trying to kick you out tomorrow morning. We don't think you would have these things ready within the week. We are trying to find a mammoth suitable and trainable to go north. So we invite you to stay here until you are ready to set out. Perhaps if Bowden can purify this gem in time, then maybe we can get your friend back.
Well, what about this? Do you know what this is? And I pull out the egg and I show it to him.
You take out the egg that has this feather with like almost like dragon scales on it. He looks at it, and like the feather part of the egg in its design looks embossed. Is that the word? Embossed. The wing is embossed onto the egg in its design, and overlooking it, he goes, "Oh, very interesting. This is a phoenix egg."
What?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
A phoenix egg.
That's pretty dope.
That's just a children's tale, right?
Oh, what do you think children's I just showed you a horror monster from a children's tale that eats memories.
Right.
And he points at the book with the false hydra in it.
Right.
What?
Where did you find this?
Well, number one, it's mine, so you can't take it away from me. Number two, I found it from, where did I find it? Oh, I found it in a nest.
You found it in the nest.
That is correct.
Is it a phoenix nest?
Yeah, and Minas, the horned hen. He's been sitting on it, trying to warm it up.
I only did that once, until the nest was ready from Sid's.
Call him the bull incubator over here.
We're working on the name.
Very.
Mulin, have a name to me by tomorrow.
For the incubator?
For me, Egg Daddy.
What?
I think they just call them fathers. He looks at Nihilus.
Yo, egg heifer over here. Okay, that's the one. We're sticking with that one.
Okay. Well, thank you for having us here.
Oh, speaking of, hold on, Minas, didn't you have an idea for my armor? I can't remember. We were talking about it a few nights ago.
Oh, we didn't even show you yet. Yeah, Drell, we got this armor, but none of us can use it. It's made of adamantium, I think. Is there a way you could melt this down and, kind of inlay it through Drell's full plate?
He laughs. He melt adamantium? Nihilus laughs a little bit.
Is that a thing?
It's definitely possible.
Drell, is that a thing?
I don't know. They're laughing at us, so I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, you're probably right.
The forge required to make adamantium is something we do not possess?
Dang, we just left those forges. Should have asked where we left.
You got some extra adamantium lying around, or?
We do not have adamantium lying around. As Nihilus comes in, she goes, I think we may be able to work with Scoreus on that. The problem is, he's busy with the gem.
Right.
Which we foresee to take a couple of weeks before he's done with that.
Wait, weeks? Weeks?
The gem prepared for Charles' axe took a very long time. Bowden had just finished it about 2-3 nights ago, and that was from when we last spoke. Bowden had returned to us when you gave us the gem.
Armos is feeling antsy. We're gonna be here for weeks. He's pacing back and forth now.
Well, we would hope that you would be on your way to getting Joe's axe by the time that comes back. We're trying to get multiple things done at the same time. We're also preparing some of our constructs to aid some of the nearby smaller towns. Well, since the bridge has been complete, we knew that Acristo was going to show his face, and then things might happen. And if history is to repeat itself, the smaller towns might have a hard time defending themselves. So we've been pretty stretched thin. And Lord Barrett comes in. Yes, we've had our hands full. But Bowden and Scorius have been very accommodating and very helpful. The reason why things take so long is that these are very fragile things when they are being forged, and we only have 2 of them, and we need 3. So we are trying to be as efficient and conscious as possible when working on these things. We need another acrylic shard if we were to purify them, and if Bowden is here, we could take advantage of that. Now, whether we can purify at the time for you to go to the north, I am not sure. But if you go and come back, then maybe it'll be ready. Take your time to come up with a plan for yourselves. I invite you to stay here as long as you need for when you are ready to set out on this adventure, and allow us some time to gather the materials you need and supplies you need to make this journey, and use our facilities as you wish to prepare yourselves. I've already accommodated some rooms, so the 3 of you will each have your own room if you'd like, and you may stay here for as long as you need until you're ready.
Okay. Sure.
Armos is frustrated. He wants to help Reginald and get this show on the road. He just got news that it's gonna be a much longer time frame than what he was hoping for.
Armos, I know it's not ideal, but we'll get him out of there. It'll be okay.
Everything is going so slow.
I know.
This is so dumb.
The calm before the storm. Although this journey you're about to take is a harsh one, we believe instead of waiting for him to show up here, the 3 of you should go to Bayloon to confront him in his home, because that's where we believe the phylactery is.
Yep. Okay.
Do the 3 of you know what his phylactery could be? Something that he feeds? Or maybe almost you would have the best insight on this because you had a contract with him.
You're saying I should know what his phylactery is?
Maybe you've seen something that acts like it, yes.
His giant, red castle at the end of the bridge, maybe? I don't know. Is it the whale that's swimming around in the crazy blood pools? Maybe it's the moon? I don't know. Or is it the altar?
Altar. It's definitely a good lead. But it's something that funnels power. Certainly it could be a whale, or
What about
a whale's a construct, or
Pharos? You know, Pharos is in there.
what does the god of luck have to do with the crystal?
Almost saw him.
Did we not tell you that piece? Yeah. So I think that might be probably it. Because he's probably getting all of his power from.
A crystal came here to search for a godlike being, and left with a child of a god. That was Horatio. Horatio should have lasted him a significant amount of time. Why would he get Pharos? Why would he take Pharos away?
I don't know. He wanted to take me too.
I think it has something to deal with gods?
Well, there's no time to harp on it. We just need to get working at this and get the stuff figured out so we can get Reginald and get everything back to normal.
I agree with Minos.
And he better have 8 wings.
I'm sure that we can bring Reginald back if the gem can be purified. These things are quite fragile in nature. As you know, things live within it and need to be willing to, I guess, be converted. Bowden knows the specifics of it. We can go speak to him if you like after the 3 of you are settled.
Absolutely.
He puts like a symbolic gavel down on his desk with his fist. He goes, "Very well. Make yourselves at home, as you will be here for at least for the rest of the week as we get your things ready. If you wish to stay longer to prepare, Lord Baron's Divider is at your disposal."
One more thing. You said something about Queen of Aramore. What is she playing in all this?
I have spoken to the Queen, and she had requested your audience within the city of Aramore.
What?
Yes, she had requested you by name to appear before her.
Why?
However, I did not tell her the whole truth that we were expecting you, only that we have met, and she wants you, well, she wants to arrest the 3 of you.
Why? We didn't do anything.
Something about, what's the name that you call yourselves, the Bloodshard Bandits?
Oh, that was like a nickname given to us.
That was, I don't know what you're talking about,
That was
actually.
the streets give us that
I
name.
don't know what you're talking about.
The streets
I
Never
probably
would
lied.
say that.
Yeah.
He looks at the 3 of you. Oh, right. Well, she does not know you here. I suggest you lie low, as the Red Guard is on high alert for your presence and immediate attendance.
Lie low. See what you did there.
Yes. If anybody from the Red Guard comes here, I will let them know that you are not here. However, it is very important you do not make yourselves known and that you leave when you can.
Gotcha.
Like I said, we do not necessarily agree with the Queen's motives, and we have a neutral, we are on its borders and do not have to listen to the laws of Aramor, as well as the Kingdom of Brim. That is our diplomatic immunity here on the border.
Very nice. Well, thank you for your time. We will hit the hay.
Very well. Nihilus, please show these men to their rooms, and let us get everything under control. And Nihilus takes you to your rooms. She takes you to the western corridor of Lord Baron's Divider and gives you each a private room. You now, the three of you have your own room where you can set your things, and it's pretty late. It's around like 1 a.m. now when everything's happening because you guys are staying up late having fun with Alara, playing games and relaxing. What would the three of you like to do now? Do you go to sleep for the rest of the night? Do you guys want to have a conversation among yourselves?
I mean, I'm definitely talking to them a little bit on our way to the rooms. Guys, might be time for a rebrand.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. Or we own it. We're saving people from Bloodshards. That's the point of the name. It's not like we're taking them.
Yeah, and
anymore.
The name started off great, but it definitely has morphed into something not exactly PC anymore,
Yes. All I gotta say is, Drell, I'm really glad you know what a lich is. So maybe tonight we kind of go over their weaknesses, how to defeat them, how they're usually fought. You can kind of give us the rundown.
I would, but I'm really tired, so maybe we can circle back to that at another time.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're right. It's late. Yeah. It's late. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just talk about the plan real quick. Armos, or I guess you're gonna work on figuring out how to teleport us there, huh?
I mean, they're gonna have to get as close as we can, and then we'll use your new snow tires to get there. I mock his request for the snow tires.
You're right. They're probably gonna build them real sturdy. It might work. I'm gonna maybe spend some time seeing if they can craft some magic items that might help me. I don't know. Maybe I'll train. I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll figure it out in the morning. Drell, what are you thinking about?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's the first time that you guys have been up in the snow, up in the mountains. I mean, maybe you have, Menace, but
I mean, we've had snow.
Worried about Armos, to be honest. It's a whole different world up there, so we're just gonna have to get ready for it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll see you guys in the morning, huh?
Yeah. I'll see you guys.
Menace does not get very good sleep as he's thinking about all the craziness that's about to ensue.
And the three of you go to bed. And the sun rises within a few hours, and it is now the next day. The three of you wake up at your own pace and attend breakfast. There is, throughout the night, the bullpen where all the scholars are, and magic users and wizards that have been working on the Bloodshards have not slept. The commotion has not died down at all. It seems like all different types of scholars are working around the clock. Now what's going to happen is that at least 1 week is going to pass while the three of you are at Lord Baron's Divider. During this time, you could do any type of downtime activity that you see fit, that you think you can get done within a week, or use this downtime activity as progress towards something greater if you would like to work on something greater. The equipment is not yet done. If there's something you would like to do, if you would like to venture out, or three of you talk about your next steps, you may do that now.
Oh.
All right.
Morning, guys.
Hey, how'd you sleep, Menace?
You see huge bags under my eyes. Great. Yeah, just great. You see a bunch of bags under all the Sid's eyes. How'd you guys sleep?
Honestly, not too good.
Yeah. Could really use some of that Novo bean juice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Actually forgot about all that stuff. I feel like it's been so long, but it honestly hasn't.
Yeah. By the way, I only have about 5 rolls of the TP left.
What?
Yeah, I mean, we went through a lot on our time in the Kambuki Isles.
I mean, I barely got to use any of it. You guys have been using it the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
I told you to take it out of my pack whenever you need it.
Okay, number one, I didn't think it was going to be a everyday thing. It was so luxurious. I thought we were going to just use it sparingly.
What were you using?
I mean, leaves? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, like, what else would you have used? I didn't know we were using all of the TP.
But Minus,
When we're in the wilderness and nothing else.
yeah, Minus just normally
Surrounded by leaves, Minus.
Minus normally just scoots on his butt.
I actually have seen you do that a few times. It's kind of gross.
It is?
So I'm glad he's using the toilet paper.
Wait, what's gross about that? You guys don't scoot?
No,
Well, why?
it gets everywhere. It's gross.
It's gross.
Yeah.
It just goes on the grass. It's fine.
Or dirt.
Yeah, that's fine.
Debatable.
I think you guys are the weird ones here. It's efficient.
Oh. Who knows? All right.
But back to, yeah.
So what are you guys planning on doing while we're waiting?
I don't know exactly what kind of items they can make me here, but based on what we've been through, there are a couple issues we've run into that I'm hoping to solve. So I'll see what kind of items they have to maybe help with my nimbleness or maybe help against spellcasters. Maybe they can even help me with, I don't know. I've got this lucky feeling, and probably came from Pharos, if that is my dad, and I'm wondering if I can maybe harness that in some way. So we'll see. What are you gonna do, Drell?
I mean, I've got some stuff brewing, so I mean, I'm just like catching up on a lot of that.
What do your potions do, by the way? You've given us a few.
Well, number one, they're not potions.
Oh, sorry.
They're brews.
Yes.
So
that's on me. That's on me.
please put some respect on it, okay?
What do your brews do?
Well, let me see. Let me look at my notes. And I open up my my brewing kit and okay, so according to my notes, so I have one like this and I hold it up and it's like it kind of reminds me of a glacier
Glacier cherry?
Yeah, glacier cherry. And this is the brew of calming. And during anytime we rest for a little bit, you can just heal up, a little bit extra. And that just gives you like one extra free hit die on a short rest. And then I have one like this, and this is the brew of fortitude. I'm just gonna go with fortitude. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
So I would say it.
And then it makes you resistant to all physical non-magic damage for 1 hour. And that's purple. It has a little hint of purpleness to it. This one is green and it's the brew strength and it gives you +1 strength for an hour. And I don't know where they are, but I know I have one brew of swiftness. Yeah. I have a brew of quick thistle and swift thistle, and one gives me +15 feet for an hour and the other one gives me +2 dex for an hour. So yeah, so that's pretty much it.
That's good to know. I wrote them in my notes. I feel like we've only used those in the heat of battle, and I always forget to ask you, so that's really, really good, Drell. How did you learn to do all this, Drell?
I mean, I've just been kind of working on it for like the past year.
Oh.
So
Yeah, I guess you picked up a few things at the Minyards, huh? Armos, what are you gonna do?
Priority 1, try to figure out how to get Reginald out of there. Second thing, warm clothes. And you know what? If they're magical, I'll even take that. Even better. So.
And you see Nihilus is like coming up to your table where the three of you are like sitting at while you're eating breakfast. And she goes, "Sorry to disrupt you. I know the three of you are enjoying your morning breakfast. I just had something for Drell." And she's holding like a piece of paper.
Oh, okay. Thanks. And I reach out to grab it from her.
She hands over, and it's a recipe. And she goes, "We know that the three of you are going to be heading into North Trillis soon. And Drell, you have taken an interest in brewing. Have you expanded on that skill set?"
Oh, Drell like kind of like flexes like, oh, no big deal. I've just been working a little bit.
That's great. So we have this, essentially it's coffee, but it helps in harsh cold weather. Something that Mula and I have been working on once we knew there would be requesting you to go to North Trillis. I call it the Lava Java.
We'll have to workshop that, but yeah, okay.
I think it's a great name, but we can definitely workshop it.
It's okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
We think it's a good name. We think it's a suitable name.
It could probably be
There's
improved, but
volcanoes in North
I'll
Trillis,
workshop it.
and
I'll workshop it.
then needs to be warm. Okay.
I lean over to Armos. That is a terrible name.
It's not hot. You said it's cold, so I don't know why it'd be lava, but either way.
Well, because the coffee's hot.
It's more like a cold brew. Coffee's
We
not
can
always hot.
We can agree to disagree.
Like I said,
but if you would look up the recipe here, it would be under Lava Java. And we did that in ink. And she smiles.
Okay. Well, I could always rewrite it on another piece of paper, so it's fine.
That's the most passive aggressive thing I've heard all fucking day.
And she hands you this recipe, and what it does is that it keeps you warm for up to 1 hour and takes away 1 point of exhaustion. And the brew must be kept in a steel or pewter type container, and the lava java stays hot for up to 12 hours in that container. So a thermos.
Okay.
And she goes, well, if you perfect the brew, you can add it to your kit, and we will make sure that the cart we give you is fitted with a brewing kit so you can make this java for your journeys, so that if you would have to travel outside for a long period of time on foot, well, then you have something to warm yourself up in those harsh winds.
Well, thanks.
She gives like a little bow, and she goes, Lord Baron will be attending to some business today, but he said he is ready to take you to see Bowden when you are ready and introduce you. He feels that if you just go up to Bowden while he's working, he just may not respond. Bowden is a little bit stuck up that way, but he's also like really deep in thought. So Bowden doesn't like to necessarily be bothered and tends to, well, shut people out that aren't Lord Baron or someone important, more important than me. And smiles.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if you I don't know, had better names for coffee or something. Maybe.
Well, we think the name is great. We did workshop
Maybe
the
you
name
paid
among a
more
bunch of
attention.
scholars.
Well, I mean, they're clearly not
We
that smart.
workshopped the name. We took surveys.
Either way. All right. Well, thanks.
When she leaves, I lean over to Drell. Yeah, I'll just mend that, and then you can use my magic quill to write what you want.
Yeah. I mean, I could always just write it on a separate piece of paper, but thanks, Minus.
Yeah, but they already wrote the recipe, so I don't
Yeah,
wanna...
I'll rewrite it.
It
I
was
know.
written in ink, so
Don't you like to write?
I mean, not if I have to write extra. I like writing the
Oh my god. Okay.
first
now
time.
you're gonna complain about it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Oh,
Fine, I won't help you then. And I walk away.
good thing I have my own notepad.
Yeah, okay, you never show it to me.
That's because it has all my secret notes on it. And then I open it, and it's the first blank page, and I start writing the recipe on it again.
Okay, that makes sense. I won't look at your secret notes.
Yeah, Nihilus had walked away as you guys bicker about that. All right, so we're going to go into downtime activity here. Is there anything the three of you would like to work on? And we're going to take it essentially week by week. And I'm going to make a couple of rolls to see what happens. Do you guys have any tasks that you want to work on in your downtime? At least 1 week is going to pass before you leave.
rude. The thing Armos wanted to do is do the Reginald, try to help Reginald as best he can, but if that's already gonna be addressed here soon, the next thing, try to figure out some warm clothes. So I think you can craft, and if you can craft some magical clothes, that would be even better.
So clothes will be provided to you to travel in. If you would like to make those magical clothes, you can absolutely work with Mulan and Nihilus to make that possible. And let me know what type of magic you would like those to be enchanted with. And then we could, depending on the rolls, we can see how close we get to that. Or if you're, depending on the rolls, if you get exactly what you're looking for.
Resistance to cold.
Fair. Drell?
I would like to actually use this time. It's going to be interesting. I would like to try to, and I guess maybe you can tell me if I can do this. Is there a way I could hit the books and study and stuff and try to increase an ability score, or is that not possible?
You absolutely can try to do that. What ability score are you trying to increase?
Intelligence.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So to increase a stat score is going to take more than 1 week, but you can progress that over time. So it would take about, we're gonna make some rolls, but we're gonna say if you just wanted to guarantee it, it's gonna take 4 weeks to do that, to increase it by 1 point. I know that seems like a long time for a little reward, but going up by 1 point in any stat is actually huge, depending on what the stat is. And what's your current intelligence?
It's 8, so it's -1.
Okay, so you want to get it to 10, right? That's gonna take
I'm
at
just
least
looking
2 months, but you can start working on that, absolutely. So you want to hit the books and work on your brews, right?
Yep.
And then Minas, what would you like to work on in this downtime?
I'm going to give them the Foklican Bandor and see if they want to buy that from me. And I'll sell all the gems, I guess, that I have.
Sure.
Oh, me too.
So what we'll do, it won't be in this session because that's too much math for what we have for the session. You guys send me after this session all the stuff you have, and I will give you a number for the next session.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I have so many gems and trinkets and I don't want to say garbage, but that one, we have 2 of them and they're worth 5,000 gold pieces each. Those rubies.
And then Minus, besides selling stuff, because that's going to be a group effort, is there anything specific to your character that you would like to work on in this downtime?
The silly one first, and then the character stuff next. The silly one is after Drell got all butthurt, pun intended, about the TP. I want to see if they can turn it into magical TP that doesn't end.
Magical TP that doesn't end. Okay. Infinite TP. Okay. Now, character progression.
I guess who would I talk to about making magic items?
Mulin and Nihilus are like your go-to assistants for everything. They are scholars, and they will handle the rudimentary stuff.
I didn't like Nihilus' tone today, so I'm going to go to Mulin. I'll go knock on Mulin's office door wherever he is.
Okay.
Mulin, hey.
You walk over to his office, and Nihilus is sure enough there because they are brother and sister. And he goes, yes, Minus, how may I help you?
Oh, you're here together. That doesn't concern me at all. Just noticed. Anyways.
They share a look.
Mulin.
They're like, what?
Mulin, hey. There's been a lot of issues in our travels, and I was wondering if you could maybe help me address some of them.
Absolutely. Anything for our adventures. Anything for you 3. We'll do the best of our ability.
Maybe you already have magic items like these, or maybe you could help me imbue some through the weave. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but maybe there's something that can increase my speed a little bit, or maybe there's something that could help with fighting against spellcasters, because it was not a fun time when I did go up against a powerful spellcaster.
What kind of magic are you looking to deflect? I mean, that's very possible, but things tend to be very specific.
I'll kind of write down some of the issues I've been having. I know you won't have time to address them all, but maybe if you can even make one magic item that could help me, that'd be great.
Of course.
The other one is, I don't know, maybe there's a way you can imbue some of my own energy, I guess, into an item. Someone I think I'm related to is pretty lucky, so I was wondering if you might be able to imbue something with something like that.
Imbue an item with luck?
Yeah, something like that, like something that channels my energy a bit.
Okay. And they look at each other, and they're like, well, that might be difficult. Luck is more of like just a concept. It's not a thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not necessarily magic. It's more of like we believe. And Nihilus says, yeah, it's more of like a superstition, which is a bit beyond our scope. I mean, that sounds along the lines of divination in a way, but I don't know if we can make something lucky. We could take a look into it. Maybe there's like lucky magic or...
Cool. Well, here's my list. And if you need any play testers, I'm here and willing. So...
Okay. We will thank you for sharing this with us as Nihilus takes the list.
And I gave you just a list of possible things that I think could work if they have them.
Perfect. I love that. Oh, I see the luck stone in there. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can get done. And he closes the door, and they start talking to each other, and like luck. What does luck have to do with? Just like talking about the concept of luck. And you go back. Okay, so I now have your downtime activities. Great, wonderful. We'll talk about more of that later after some time passes. What would the 3 of you like to do? We're gonna say that the 3 of you. How eager are you? Do you guys want to go talk to Bowden now, or is there something else you would like to do?
I don't know. I think Minus is trying to prepare a little more than he usually does because they haven't had a lot of time to just train.
Okay.
It's been a lot of we just got to figure things out in the moment. So he'll take as much time as any of them will give him to train.
When you settle up in your room and you get ready for like a day of training, and that's what you do over the next few days. Drell and Armos, what you want to do help Reginald, you would have to talk to Bowden for that.
Yep.
Drell, what would you like to do?
Well, are we, I guess, you mean like talking to Bowden, or what do you mean?
If you would like to join Armos to do that, you absolutely can. Or if there's something else that you want to spend your time on, you can try to do that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably do that. I would probably go with them.
So, Armos, you go to knock on Lord Baron's door. And after a few moments, Door opens and you see him sitting at the desk, and you let him know that you're ready to go talk to Bowden. And he gives a sigh of relief almost as you're freeing him up from his books. And he goes, I can use the break and take a trip down to the bullpen. Let's do this. And you see that he closes a book, and the book is unmarked. And he gets up and walks out with his walking stick. And he's like walking a little bit slower than you. He's walking faster than your walking speed, but he's walking slower than your running speed. And he takes you over to the bullpen. Now, the bullpen is this large area which all the scholars work in. It is multiple floors of desks, books, magical trinkets, orbs, ornate sigils, a lot of windows to bring in light, tents and teepees to keep the light out. Various experiments are going on using both the love of magic and science combined to progress whatever these scholars are working on. The scholars are a whole mixed bag of different races. You see dragonborns, you see monster animal type races like leonins and tabaxis. You see gnomes, you see dwarves, you see half elves, drow elves, elves of all kinds. Almost every race native to South Trillis, there's at least one or two of in this bullpen working, and they all are wearing the same similar white robe. And the white robe kind of looks like a mix of like a scientist coat and a wizard robe. Oh, I'm sorry. And you approach the center of the bullpen, and there's this large magical circle in the center of the room. And in the center of the magical circle is a purified acrylic gem that has been shaped and slightly changed. A Nothic wearing a white wizard's garb is moving frantically, almost like a monkey examining and working on the gem. Magic warps and wraps around his hands with every touch. Holding a wizard's tome, he seems to be magically altering the shard in some way, causing it to change. All around the magical circle, watching this Nothic is a fleet of Sijic College scholars taking detailed notes frantically and fact-checking blueprints, as they also seem to be handing him magical components as he reaches for them. And you've seen a Nothic once before, and it is like hopping and galloping around this magical circle, and as it's taking components, as scholars begin to yell like instructions or notes at him, he just seems to be ignoring all of them. His main eye, the Nothic's Cyclops-like eye, never leaves the gem. And he goes, well, this is Bowden.
And we're supposed to not say anything to him because he's so deep in thought, right? So,
well, he doesn't like to listen to anybody else. You can try to call out to him, or, well, let me. Bowden. Bowden! Bowden! And you see that everybody stops what they're doing except for the Nothic, and he keeps working and he keeps moving around, intense and deep in thought. And then you see he stops, he's like grabbing for something, but the thing he's grabbing for is not in place. And he just like moves around and he grabs it himself and he continues to work on it. And Lord Baron sighs and he goes, he doesn't like answer me. And he goes, Jack Bowden! And the Nothic turns.
Jack.
And looks at you. You see that the Nothic walks over and he gallops over and he looks at you and he goes, working? What can I help you with, Baron? I am... Clicks his teeth. Working. And he goes, you have a visitor here. And he gestures to Armros and Drell. What could these two possibly need me for? And you see that the Nothic looks at you.
Since he's probably more about actions than words, I hold up the gem that has Reginald in it.
You hold up the gem and he is suddenly fascinated by it. And he looks up at you. And then he gets the gem. He grabs a clasp sit with his with his three-pronged hand, and he's looking at it. Oh, clicks his teeth. Interesting. And then you see that with his free hand, he puts it over his face as if he's removing a mask. As magic warps all around him, you see that he begins to transform as he takes more of a human shape. Black hair, about 5'11", black eyes, long, tall, lanky, with a protruding Adam's apple, standing about 5'11". And then you notice this man, Jack, who's standing before you. Jack, that Minas saw in Perra's room. Jack, the man you saw in the cabin, Jack, the man who brought you in, on the carriage, and then boom, a big, fluffy, brown beard poofs in front of you. So you come for the best wizard. You come for all your troubles. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh, my God.
I hate you so much.
Of course.
Oh, no. Gotta be kidding me. I knew this day was going to
I was
come
waiting for it.
from early on. I knew this day was going to be happening.
But how was it going to happen, Armos? You knew it was gonna-
Yo,
The man you want to kill is the only one that can save Reginald.
sorry, Reginald.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Don't
Yo,
protect
I
me.
said it was on site when I saw him. It's about to happen. It's about to go down.
Oh man, next session's gonna be
I
freaking
think-
amazing.
I think Alan caught it when he goes, Jack Bowden. Like he
no.
said.
I was like, nah, no way, no.
we all caught it. It was, but Alex saying it was amazing.
Oh, 105. I said it was going to live in infamy.
Oh, I love it.
This is fucking
I
annoying.
wondered
As
if this could be the case, but I didn't think it would be true.
Did you have this written down as well?
Yeah,
Wow.
I really thought it was far from the truth, though.
Woo!
So this is
all right.
episode 105, right?
Sure is.
So if we go back 100 episodes into the 5th episode,
Wait, is it the 5th episode where we meet him? No, it's like 8th. I feel like.
I mean, but still, it could have been like pretty serendipitous. You know what I mean?
Oh wow, that's wild.
Is it? Hold on, I'm double checking now. I don't think I did that because of how
All
it
of a
was like
sudden,
planned.
everyone's got their tinfoil hat on. Like, wait a minute. Did this just happen?
Episode 8.
Yeah, episode 8.
Ah,
I mean,
should've
technically,
saved
you met
it.
him in the first episode.
Yeah.
Jack Carrage.
mhm.
Jack Garage.
Tell him Jack sent you.
Wow.
Wait, wasn't he the? Oh, he was down in the tunnel with the snake, right?
He
Yes.
was. That was.
Yeah.
That was his
It was
house.
his house. That's
We've
why
been-
I was thinking that.
We've been cursing his name ever since.
So we just stole something from him, and he just didn't do anything about it.
I don't think he knew he took it. Or he just disappeared in that fog.
Or was it left there intentionally?
Oh.
Oh, we'll find out. Episode 106.
People are going to go crazy when they get there.
Oh my God, I accidentally slammed my desk so hard that it started playing an episode of our podcast. I went to go check our list.
All right.
Woo!
Well, does anybody have a suggestion before we go crazy in the after show?
Yeah, I do. I kind of have a weird one, which would probably a great 3 of answer as well. Well, maybe not a great answer, but an answer. I've been like rewatching like old movies I used to watch as a kid in like early 2000s, like, you know, coming of age teen movies. And I just recently rewatched the movie Grind, which is like a skater movie. If anyone's ever seen that, and
It is arguably one of the best movies of all time.
Wow.
really, I
Dude,
rewatched it like yesterday. I'm like,
I love that game or that movie, dude.
it's such a fun movie, but like it does not age very well.
Dude, oh no, dude, that movie could not come out right now. There's no shot it would make it.
But it's
Like,
just
Jimmy was Jimmy, man. Jimmy was Jimmy. Jimmy was like skirt.
I'm so happy you know that movie.
Oh, dude, I love that movie. They're like, "Where's Sweet Lou?" He's like, "I told you I would call you Tuesday." Yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
I just watched it. I just watched it like a few weeks ago, I think, and it's gold, dude. It's so gold.
It definitely has that early 2000s charm.
Oh, dude,
it.
it is like the epitome of like early 2000s, like punk skater, just like TV shows, movies type stuff. It's good.
It's yeah. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, it's called Grind. There's a lot of movies named Grind. Make sure you search Grind skateboard movie. If you're using a computer, you might find some unwanted things. And definitely not Grindhouse. Do not look up.
Yeah.
If you see
It has
Grindhouse,
the,
you've been too far.
I'm trying to think. It's got some kind of popular people in it, right? It's got
Yeah, the girl, the love interest, is the one from Once Upon a Time. She was in How I Met Your Mother. She's in like a number of movies.
Bam Margera's in it.
Yeah, Bam Margera's in it, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I completely forgot about that, and he is in it.
Tom Green.
Tom Green is in it. Yep.
Wee Man, yeah.
Wee Man's in it, yeah. The I don't know his name, but he's always funny in every movie that he's in. It's the guy from Rat Race.
Oh.
He like gets his tongue pierced from Rat Race.
Oh, what, the guy who works at the fast food place?
No, the one that like he's the one that like farts and he's like I don't want to ruin it, so I'm gonna stop talking about the actual movie. But
Oh, Stephen Root's in it. My stapler. My stapler.
Yeah, that was the guy who I was thinking about. Yeah, he's in it.
Dude, like 5 Jackass people are in this movie. Do you notice that?
Crazy actors in here. Yeah.
The Preston is in here as well, who's on Jackass.
Yeah, I didn't think it would go over that well, but I'm so glad you guys seen it. It's such a 2000s movie. It's awesome.
dude, such a 2000s movie. It's so good.
And yeah, that's all I got. Does anybody have anything else before we move on to the Patreon supporters?
No, sir.
All right, well, take it away. Guys do the Patreon. Take it away, Dan.
Yeah.
Woo.
Dear patrons, I'm writing you today to say thank you for your love and support. You are my bestest friends in the world, and as a token of my appreciation, I have shipped you each a small gift or two. Send Aotetera my kind regards when he delivers them. And don't tell Lord Baron I found his secret stash of magic envelopes. Anyway, let's begin with the Shadow Smugglers. Sir Mr. Nightman the Dread, I know we didn't get along very well back in the Kimbuki Isles. Also, I don't know if you made it out alive. If you were alive to begin with. But if you did, please accept this epic painting of you fighting a gnoll next to Drell. It was my first time using water cantrips, so please don't judge too hard. Hopefully the FFCS magic locates you. Alara Dawnstar, I have crafted you a magical score tracker for the next time we play cards again. The artificers at Lord Baron's Divider did most of the tinkering, but the design was all me. I hope you like the carvings on the wood. I tried my best to mimic the designs on your mask. I'm training hard, so next time you won't beat me so easily. Mr. Reese, I have read up on common journalism practices after meeting you and even got some great notes from my girlfriend, my friend Numi. To atone for my note-ripping misdeeds, I have included a new set of quills, one of Numi's finest notebooks, and 50 parchment pads that when you run your thumb over the edges, it looks like Onma squashing a raptor. I call it a flap book, because it sounds like the flapping of a buzzard bird. Julius Kendrick. I'm writing to inform you that the next time we see you, we will capture you and bring you to justice. In this box are all the broken bits of the mace I stole from you as proof of how serious I am. I broke it myself to send a message, and definitely not because I accidentally zapped it into evil magic. Next are the Bloodshard Bandits. Whether we like it or not, we've heard tell that people all across Umbrea are taking on our name. Some to perform good deeds, but some to cause mischief and besmirch our names. First is Morgan Ulthil. I hope your fox likes biscuits, because I have my mom make up 24 of them. You need your energy when you're out fighting evil, so eat up. For you, she made some Minotaur energy balls. It's got oats, cashew butter, honey, and chocolate shavings mixed in. Artemis, I really enjoyed our birthday bash last time I saw you, and I hope we can have more in the future. To thank you for protecting Kemi Joe during your travels, I have sent you a special brew that should help you even more. Please don't tell Drell. He gave it to me as a gift, but I already have resistance to normal damage type, so, yeah. Tanner Smith, I don't really know what you like yet, but I heard you have made a name for yourself in South Trillis. I didn't have a lot of green fabric left, but hopefully this Bloodshard Bandits patch finds its way safely to you. There is some sap on the back, and it adheres to whatever you put it on when you wave a torch over it. Warden, I heard you are making a name for yourself as an accomplished fighter. Inside this envelope is a morning calisthenics routine that Drell and I made together. It will help make you a more flexible warrior as you dive, dip, duck, dive, and dodge enemy attacks. Rommel, It must be tough being a tree creature. Just in case you ever find yourself marooned somewhere with no soil around, I've sewn together an emergency sack of soil. What you're going to do is you're going to place it inside your branch body and take it out just in case you're not even close to land. Hello, Rains. I heard you may have resurfaced and are somehow still alive after our battle in the sewers. Inside is a bag full of dead flies that my Sids collected. If you leave the townsfolk of Aramor alone, I will send you a monthly installment of grubs. Sly, you have proven yourself worthy to become a Bloodshard Bandit. I heard about your amazing were-raccoon transformation, so you will fit right in with Drell. Inside, you will also find Sid of the Moon. He is one of my Sids that got bit by a werebeetle, and he will be aiding you in your next mission. Please also read the detailed mission notes below. And now we have the Sidget College alumni. These gifts should help you in your studies. Also, don't let these gifts sway your decision, but I would love to be your commencement speaker for the graduation ceremony next year, so if you could cast your vote for Minas Pebblewalker of the Ivory Boulders, that would be great. Andrew Hall! I was never the smartest Minotaur, but I did take lots of notes as I traveled through Humbrea. Here is what I call Minus's Beginner's Guide to Ranger Magic. I don't know if it actually applies to any of your classes, but it couldn't hurt to learn. Patrick Wennerstrom, or I should use your stage name, Punk. I heard you smashed your last loot at the Battle of the Bards competition, so here's a new one I found in San Lo, made by a Minotaur bard. The Minotaur writing you see on the fretboard says Rock and Knoll. Please handle it with care. Robit, please do not throw the pebbles away. This is a squadron of microsids that I sent to aid your bread people in the Battle of Whole Grain Bay. May they serve you well. St. Chaos, I heard you made it out of jail and are working with the winery at Lelouch's Farm and Vineyard. Inside are some berries, though I'm not sure they stayed fresh during transport, so apologies in advance if you smell this letter before you read it. Sergio Rodriguez, you may be a Red Guard, but I heard you saved Sid Sr. from a wolf during one of his recruitment missions. Here are some blood shards I may have taken from Armos when he wasn't looking, that you can turn in for a promotion. Let's call that even. And last but not least are Humbrea's heroes. I sent a gift basket to the guild hall with a ton of stuff I think you'll all enjoy. John Carroll and Tom Tully, I heard you were pretty new to the guild, so I put some quills and parchment so you can take notes. For Alex Dredd, I sent you some manacles to bind your next villain. Will Miller, aka Isker Storm, you will find a special oil mixture to shine your scales. For Johnny Tar, please accept this old hand axe to aid you on your adventures. Odemel, I hope you like these flowers. I thought they might look nice in your braids. And for Man with Glass, I found an old glass blowing kit in a dungeon. Perhaps you can make good use of it. I can't thank you all enough for aiding us in our quest. If you would like to join us in any capacity, please head on over to patreon.com/DND404. Love, Minas Pebblewalker.